hungry, or I'm starving, I haven't eaten since the morning. Raise your hand if you said these statements. These are examples of hunger. Hunger is when you're craving food, however, you wouldn't do anything to try to get access to it. Starvation is different. When you're starving, you would do anything in the world to get access to food, no matter how hard it will be. The picture on the left represents hunger. Picture on the left represents hunger and what people do when they're hungry. It is mainly common in areas with a high amount of poverty. The picture on the right represents famine. Now, what is a famine exactly? A famine is an extreme event leading to widespread crises. Famines are when people in an area or region of a country is starving as a whole and struggling to get food. Famines have killed about 75 million people in the 20th century. However, outright starvation has not always been the case. Sometimes famines are caused by diseases like cholera and measles. As you can see, more people are in hunger than in famine. However, a famine is much more severe. Not only we hate looking at these people because it makes us feel sad and uncomfortable, but also we are desensitized to this since we're used to seeing news reports about famines. We are also used to hearing about famines happening in the same areas. Because of this, we see the situation as normal to us and normal to them. Who are them? They're the million families around the world who are struggling to get food each day. Africa. There are areas in Africa where famines are much more severe, but as a whole continent, it is everywhere. What will happen if we continue to ignore this? Right now, East Africa is facing a famine on a frightening scale. The main theme is conflict. Somalia and South Sudan are fairly poor countries where fighting has severely disrupted stability and normal life, pushing people into the edge. In Somalia, a drought has killed many of their animals, which is their main source of income for millions of nomads. As much as 25 million people who suffer from hardship as the next perfect storm of crop failures, severe drought, and conflict push them into the land and into total destitution. The Famine Warning System Network predicts that a low average of rainfall will cause a food insecurity in this area. Also, children are the mainly one affected. Their health and development are not functioning properly due to the lack of food they're getting each day. Now, food crises don't only happen in places like Africa, it happens everywhere. For example, due to inflation, in Argentina, the government has been raising their prices drastically. Last February, thousands of people protested in 50 Argentine cities. They wanted the government to stop raising the prices. They said that electricity and gas bills have risen a lot since Macri took the office in 2015. Right now, the minimum wage is 140,000 pesos per year. However, it has fallen 20% since last January. They complained that schools and factories were being shut down, and soup kitchens were being filled with many people. A few months ago, the New York Times published an article on Facebook with an image of a 7-year-old girl who had skin is paper and her ribcage literally visible. However, Facebook deleted it off their website. They took this down because it made them feel sad and uncomfortable. However, this was the problem. The New York Times tried to inform people around the world of these situations happening, and people suffering, especially children. Now, taking into consideration ways we can help people like us to live a healthier, longer, and better life. For example, be more mindful of one's consumptions of resources. The next time you have a plate of food and you're about to throw it away and you have some remaining food on the plate, think if that could be wrapped away and given to someone who cannot afford 3 meals a day. There's an organization called the Community Fridge. This organization allows people in their community, which is in Rexdale, Toronto, Canada, to put remaining food or any food inside this fridge so that anyone who is struggling to find food each day could just come inside and take anything they want. This is a great way that helps reduce food waste, and we can think of implementing this in our own communities. Another way we can help is by an application called Meal Connect. This streamlines donations from US stores and factories that streamlines 737,000 pickups per year. Americans toss out on average 72 billion pounds of safe edible food each year. About 52 billion of those pounds flow from manufacturers from restaurants, grocery stores, into landfill. If we think of implanting like this, if we think of creating an app platform like this for every country, we could really make a change in how much people have to eat each year. Another way we can help is by organizing petitions. You can pledge yourself to be more mindful of the food you are wasting, and you can encourage friends and family to do the same as well. This is a great and easy way to start helping. Two organizations are called UNICEF and the Red Cross. Many of us have heard of this organization, and many of us even donate to these organizations. They provide emergency health care and food to children and adults around the world. Lastly, there's an organization called the Free Rice Game. For every answer, it's a game where you answer questions from different categories. For every answer you answer correctly, they will donate 10 grains of rice. They donate their rice to the World Food Program. An example of the question would be like, what's 3 times 5? This is a great way to start helping. Lastly, the 7-year-old girl I mentioned earlier died a few weeks after the article was published. An average of 15 people die from starvation a minute. So about 150 people have died during my talk. A little more people than people inside this room. We don't help because we think that we cannot do anything. But we can. There are no excuses, as I listed so many ways earlier, and there are many more. I promise, if we start working now, we will see a change. We'll see a difference in famine and maybe put a stop to it. Thank you.